Hello everyone, this is Diane and I'm coming to you with my first of 4 wire-bound journals. This one is different, so it's coming separately from the others. The other ones will be Stash Buster journals, and this one is more of a themed journal because I wanted to use this Super Circus. It's not a golden book, it's a Rand McNally elf book. And it's very vintage. You can see how worn the cover is. I want to make sure that you see that in case you're interested in purchasing this. I helped out this cover by adding some fabric around the edge, which helps disguise the worn cover or corners, and then just decorated with some more fabric down here and a yo-yo. Some bright yellow pom-pom. I wrapped the raw edges of the book cover with this striped paper. On the back, I also wrapped fabric around that so it decorates the back, and also put this on from a souvenir circus book, program book from the 1970s, I believe. I let the little elf peek out there. This is bound with 1-inch wires using my Bind It All. And it was a really fun journal to make with some of my circus supplies. I have a lot of circus journal supplies. I used this vintage wide gathered eyelet on the edge of the front cover. The end papers were already there, so they're just a little bit embellished with the fabric that wrapped around, and then I added this stamped coupon, so you can just write your name there. This is a digital from KB and Friends, and it looks like a ticket. It says admit 1. You can circle month, date, day of the week, or anything you want to add to this card to make it your own. On the back side of that ticket, I added this elephant, which is a digital. So I think all of the digitals I used in this book were already printed from previous journals, so I don't know what shop they all came from. But this is just a clearance ticket that's in there. And I will add something else to this little pocket. This is scrapbook paper, and I cut out these shapes with my die cut, my Big Shot, and some scraps of cardstock. And this is a stamped piece. And this little boy is left over from the Tall Skinny Circus journal that I made a few months ago. And I added some baby rickrack in there. And some stamps. This is a vintage flashcard, and I put part of a border sticker there with a circus parade silhouette. And this is a vintage yo-yo. A postcard that came in a set of Golden Book postcards. Things to do around the house. I wrapped some fabric around it, glued some scrapbook ledger paper to the back. And I included 3 or 4 of the book pages within the book, not the entire story. I did add some coffee dyed scrapbook paper. This is a digital postcard, and I added it to red cardstock. Here's a tag that I made with my Tim Holtz tag die, my Big Shot, some vintage rickrack. This is from a piece of scrapbook paper, and this is a digital. This is just a typography note card, part of the story. I did another pocket here with scrapbook paper and cardstock. And this is a digital. And this was just a calendar page. I love this vintage trim. It looks like a banner that you might see at the circus. It's a pleated banner. Bunting, I guess that's called. Yeah, that's all one page. I was thinking it had to be 2 pages here because this makes it heavy at the bottom. There's another stamp. This is a handmade paper, handmade in India. And wallpaper here, and I added this note paper on it, Love This Life, and added a little coupon, ticket coupon. And this is from scrapbook paper, the knife thrower, and I added these two ladies that came out of a book about the circus. And you can journal on the back. That's vintage ledger on the back. This is a vintage bingo card. I added one of those cardstock shapes that I cut out, and a digital clown, and a little bit of vintage rickrack. This is vintage gift wrap that looks like the Nabisco Barnum's animal cracker boxes that we used to get when we were little. And a KB and Friends digital. I added this little strip from Graphic 45 paper to make a little pocket, and it's got two cards of a trapeze lady and a lion and some play bunny. And this pocket I cut with pinking shears, and I added this elephant. And this is a digital that I think came with the same kit, whatever that was. And this is a cut-off piece. You could cut that into whatever pieces you want and use it in the journal or journal on the back of it. And this is another piece of scrapbook paper. It's got some acrobats here. Looks kind of collage-y. It says Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. This was cut from scrapbook paper, the popcorn, and then I had die cut this medallion out and added this ribbon. This is the title page from this book. Am I in view? And this is double-sided cardstock. I added this journaling place. This is from one of the vintage circus souvenir books, and it's a lion in a cage enjoying his Chase and Sanborn coffee. And here I added this image from one of the souvenir books. This one might be, I don't know which one this came out of. I had some from the 60s, but I think this one is probably from the 80s. But it's a very interesting looking family of circus performers. And it's a pocket. This is from a game called Skunk. And there's another cut-off piece of scrapbook paper. You can do what you want with it. You can just journal on it if you want. And I think this was from scrapbook paper, but I'm not sure. It might have been a digital. And this was a digital. This is a bag from Fresh Roasted Peanuts. It's a clean bag. Never used. I got it from Amazon. And I just put another piece of scrapbook paper that you can write on inside of that. And here, scrapbook paper with a ticket stapled up there, another pocket that I made, and some tags. And this little lady, both of these were left over from that tall, skinny journal that I made. And this has some lace on it. This is a postcard with vintage circus images, and you'll recognize that elephant as being in one of the digitals that I used. This is a textured paper, and it has an image here, black and white image from the circus book of a circus train, either loading or unloading. Pretty interesting. Some baby rickrack up there. And this is actually a candy wrapper. It would wrap around one of the Hershey's Nuggets candies, I believe, is what it was for. And they were on sheets that you could print, so you could set it up to have a message printed on the wrapper, but I bought them on clearance at Walmart because I thought they looked fun for a journal, and I liked them in a circus journal. This is from a children's book. It's got elephants and bears. There's a circus there, so I believe these have to do with a circus story, or at least some of the pictures do. There's clowns there. So you could either add something to the back to journal on, or you could cut these pieces apart and embellish your book with it. So I didn't back it because I thought you might want to cut it apart. This is from one of the souvenir books. It's Guzman and Monique doing an aerial act, and I backed that with some ledger paper. There's a large playing card that's the Joker, but he's a clown on a unicycle. A time card that I folded up to form a pocket, and there's a tag in there. And this page just has a spot to write on and a little tuck spot here with another scrap to write on. And then we have the back cover and a glassine pocket and a tag. So I didn't count the pages. I'll put that in the listing, but it's kind of full. And if you add stuff to it, it'll make it more full. So it has lots of pages for this size of journal and lots of room for writing. And you can always tuck more things into the pockets that you can write on. And I will be including some of the cutoff papers and also some more circus-y images, cards, whatever I have. There we go. I have so much circus stuff, so I will be including some more circus-y things. I'll make a bundle to go with this. So this journal, when you see it, it's in the shop. So I hope you'll just follow the link below and go to my shop and pick this journal up if it's one you're interested in. And I will be back. I'll be making 3 more of this size book and then 4 of the smaller size. And they are Stash Buster journals, and they'll all have O-wires. So come on back to see what the next thing is going to be. And I'll be seeing you soon, and I hope you have a creative day today. Bye-bye.